Today's class, Irish Church Records, is offered to the general public by the BYU Family History Library. Our presenter today is Elder Vaughn Johnson. Elder Johnson has a love of learning and an extensive background in family history and genealogical research, especially Irish research. We hope you will find your time with us productive and enjoyable. I'll now turn the time over to Elder Johnson.
This presentation is an overview of Irish church records. Church records consist of Catholic, Church of Ireland, Presbyterian, Methodist, Baptist, Quaker, and other. Most of the Presbyterian records are in Northern Ireland, as well as other Protestant organizations. Irish church websites include Roots Ireland, Ancestry, Find MyPast, Irish Genealogy, John Grenham, and the National Library of Ireland. Online church records are mainly Catholic records. Roots Ireland and Irish Genealogy have some Church of Ireland records. We'll start our presentation with Roots Ireland. And we're going to have as our case here, Mary Lydon, born in 1874 in County Galway. Her father's first name is Bartholomew. So here's the baptismal record for Mary Lydon, 1874, County Galway. Now we're going to go and look at the Parish Register. To do this, we have to go to the National Library of Ireland. So we'll click here on the View Microfilm of the Parish Register. Doing this, we have to interface with the National Library of Ireland. Roots Ireland uses images from the National Library of Ireland. We have to enter the event, which is a baptism, the year 1874, the month, and then click on Apply. Here is the image of Mary Lydon, daughter of Bartley Lydon and Julia Connor, February, I think it's 16th, I'm not certain. Now, the advantage of Roots Ireland are it includes some non-Catholic records, mainly Church of Ireland, flexible search alternatives, which we'll explore in a moment. It includes some post-1880 records. It anglicizes Latin given names. Its disadvantages are it's an expensive site, and it has limited coverage of about 4 counties, which are Kerry, Cork, Clare, Dublin, and Fermanagh. We're next going to go to Ancestry to explore their coverage of Irish Catholic records. So we'll click on Ancestry, and we go to the card catalog. To get to Irish Catholic records, we have to go to the card catalog and enter as a keyword as Ireland Catholic. I think we should have included records here, and do a search. You'll notice the record that the record collection that comes up is Ireland Catholic Parish Registers, 1655, 1915. There's a total of 25,600,000 records. That's a pretty impressive number. Now for our case study here, we're going to use Bridget Kelly, born in 1837 in County Meath. Her father's name is Cornelius. So here we're going to view the record of Bridget Kelly, Oldcastle, Meath, and her father's name is Cornelius and her mother is Mary. Result here shows parish variance. Now, this is a fairly common thing for Catholic parishes. You notice multiple names. We'll show you how to resolve that problem later on. We're going to click on View, which will show us the parish register. Here's the parish register down here at the bottom. We get Bridget, daughter of Cornelius, Kelly, and Mary Riley. Now, the advantages of Ancestry is coverage, 1,086 parishes. You can get free access to Ancestry at family history centers. Its disadvantages, it has virtually no records beyond 1880. It has no non-Catholic records. Some parishes use Latin given names, and Ancestry does not give an English equivalent. If you have Latin given names, you generally require two searches, one with the English given name and the other with the Latin equivalent. So this is a little bit of a complication for Ancestry. We're going to show Find MyPast. Now, Find MyPast uses the same database as Ancestry, so that in a lot of ways they're very similar. In this case, we click on birth, marriage, and death records. Our case study is Honora Murphy, born in 1821, and she's born in County Tipperary. We click on View One Result. There was only one result that matches this. Here we have Honora Murphy, born 1821. And the location here is parishes, multiple parishes here. I say multiple parishes, I mean multiple parish names. Nora Murphy, 1821, 14th of January, 1821, Penalty Parish. And spouse's name is Darcy Darby. This was not a baptism. I may have said that. She was married on the 14th of January, 1821. Do the original record, and here it is down in February, Darcy Darby and Nora Murphy were married on the 14th of February, 1821. Okay, and the enlargement, I can't read it. Now, Find MyPast has some of the same advantages as Ancestry. It covers 8,086 parishes. It has free access at family history centers. Its disadvantages, no non-Catholic records. Records terminate in 1880, and Latin given names are frequently used. Now we're going to go to another website called Irish Genealogy. Irish Genealogy is generally thought of as a civil registration site, but it does have some Catholic records and incidentally, some Church of Ireland records. So we'll click on the church record site here. We're going to look for John Clare in Dublin, 1830, and this is going to be a marriage. So we have marriage of John Clare and Jane Whitten in Dublin. Now this, you'll notice here the area Dublin and the capital letters COI. What does that mean? That means this is a Church of Ireland marriage record. This shows further details in the record. William Whitten, a witness for the husband, and Charles Whitten, record for the wife. Now we're going to look at the church register page, and here it is. And this is a record from the Church of Ireland in Dublin. Now, to summarize Irish genealogy's advantages, it's free, some Church of Ireland coverage where Roots Ireland is limited. Its disadvantages is it has limited geographical coverage, and the user interface is somewhat limited. It has excellent coverage for County Kerry, County Dublin, and Western County Cork, and also has Church of Ireland records for County Carlow. To John Grenham's website, and I entered John Grenham, and it comes up with this web page, Irish Ancestors. I'm going to enter the surname Griffin. So I'm going to look for Griffin Roman Catholic baptisms. There's a new feature. I'm going to look in Parish Moycullen in Galway. And here is a list of marriages in Moycullen in Galway. Now, you notice this is in Find My Past format. So John Grenham is using an agreement with Find My Past to display his images here. So I'm going to choose Ellen Frances Griffin here, whose father is Martin and whose mother is Mary Ann. And I'm going to click here on the left side of this icon over here. Here we come with the transcription, Mary Frances Griffin, baptism date 15th of June, 1879, Moycullen, Galway, Father Martin Fitzgerald, and Mother Mary Ann Fitzgerald. Now, I'm going to suggest to you that father's surname, Fitzgerald, is, I think, a transcription error. So let's look at the original record here and to make my point. Ellen Frances Griffin of Martin and Mary Ann Fitzgerald. Notice that Martin does not have a surname. His obvious surname is Griffin. So I think this is a transcription error. This is not John Grenham's error, but it's Find My Past. Transcription error occur, which suggests using more than one site. Ancestry and Find My Past use the same transcription, but Roots Ireland is an independent transcription. This is also an argument for looking at the original record. John Grenham's summary, the advantages. He gives a map of surname distributions. He shows births and marriages for a given surname and a given parish. Disadvantages is the cost. Now I'm going to go to another website, the National Library of Ireland, and click on Catholic Parish Registers. National Library of Ireland has microfilmed the parish registers of 1,086 parishes. It is the source of the images displayed for the online Catholic record sites. Click here on Catholic Parish Registers, enter a parish name. In this case, I'm going to enter Milltown Malbay. And this is the page for Milltown Malbay. And you'll see here several things I want to point out. First of all, a map of Milltown Malbay in County Clare and a map of the surrounding parishes. So it's very useful for that. Now, the other advantage of this site, or one of the other advantages is it gives the variant forms of the parish name. So an alternative name for this parish is Kilfar Boy. Now, down below, it shows when baptisms start. Baptisms start in 1831, and particular site goes to, this particular record goes to 1855. There are other records down below that we're not shown in this slide. Now, the National Library of Ireland Summary. It gives alternative names for parishes, shows maps of parish boundaries and adjacent parishes, shows when records start, and is free. The disadvantages are it's unindexed, and without a specific date, searches may take some time. Now we're going to talk about the Church of Ireland. The Church of Ireland was the state church of Ireland, imposed on Ireland by England. The Church of Ireland is really the Irish branch of the Church of England. Because they were the state church, their records were stored in government offices. The Four Courts fire in 1922 destroyed almost half of the Church of Ireland records. Now, there are some records online. Roots Ireland and Irish Genealogy have these. Most of the records which remain are available from the representative church body in Dublin or PRONI, or Public Record Office, in Belfast. Now we're going to Google Church of Ireland records. This website can be accessed by Googling a list of Church of Ireland registers. And here's the color code for these records. The yellow signifies records that are held by the representative church body in Dublin. This kind of reddish purple one is records held by PRONI in Belfast. The green ones are records that were originally lost, but subsequently materials were located and are now held either by representative church body or PRONI. Gray is for records that were lost in 1922. And no color is records that remain in local custody. This is more common with the Church of Ireland than Catholic records. And finally, this blue one down here represents parishes where the records were deposited in whole or in part in the Public Records Office of Ireland, which is in Dublin. Only 9 parishes, though, in that. So here's a sample page which shows you the names of parishes and disposition of those records. Over here to the right, it shows where these records might be available. For example, you see here some records at Roots Ireland and Find MyPast and so on. All right. Now we're going to go to Northern Ireland church records. The dominant Protestant church in Northern Ireland is the Presbyterian Church. And these records are predominantly in Northern Ireland. Very few of these records are available from Family Search. What records we do have are in printed form. However, most of these records are available at PRONI in Belfast, the Public Record Office of Northern Ireland. PRONI has church records for some counties that border Northern Ireland. These counties are Monaghan, Cavan, Donegal, Leitrim, and Louth. PRONI is in the process of digitizing its film holdings, but these records to date are available only at PRONI. Church records other than Presbyterian are also available at PRONI. Baptist, Methodist, Church of Ireland, and Catholic records are all available at PRONI. Now we're going to go to PRONI's Guide to Church Records, which is their record of their holdings. We're going to Google PRONI Guide to Church Records. And here's the result here. We'll click on PRONI Guide to Church Records, and here it comes, a guide to church records. Table of contents. PRONI records are available in Belfast on microfilm. Before a trip to Belfast, any patron going there should identify the relevant location of where those records might be. Here's the index of these records. Here's a sample page. This is for Mucknow, County Monaghan. Now, Monaghan is not in Northern Ireland, but it borders Northern Ireland. The CI for Mucknow is Church of Ireland, and the baptisms 1810 to 1983. M at Classel Blaney is Methodist. Baptisms 1838 to 42. And you notice quite a gap here, 1874 to 1926. The P stands for Presbyterian, First Castle Blaney. And their baptisms 1827, 1934. The next P is for Second Castle Blaney. These are Presbyterian records, 1820 to 1981. And down at the bottom is RC for Roman Catholic and Mucknow. This concludes our presentation.